What's up?
Hey,
We're
y'all.
back. Yeah. Another episode.
That
2.
couple podcast.
We're going to have to go get this recorded. I see.
Just joking.
It is catchy. It is catchy.
I mean, but it's a song. Ours would have to be like original, like of course. But
yeah, we would just have to obviously like change the music a bit, and then
that's like an inside joke. Because at first, Cleet was like, "Oh, what should be our thing?" Because I don't know. We just wanted like some type of, for our intro.
You gotta have an intro song.
We're thinking of. So what first came to mind is That Couple Podcast.
It's growing on me. I'm like, okay. Really? But it is growing on me. I ain't gonna lie.
But it's not gonna be that though.
Okay. We in DC.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? We out here in these streets, man.
We are. We are.
Happy to be out the house. Last week was a week of weeks, man.
Yes. Well, first off, y'all, Cleet said it, but I want to say welcome to That Couple Podcast.
Yes. You see, I'm ready to dive in.
I know, right? He forgot to tell you, this is our episode number 2,
Yeah. Last time we did an intro, just let you know who we are.
Right.
But this time we're going to dive into some good content today.
Right.
My name.
Oh,
go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Cleet, pillow on the back. Cleet, little pillow right there. Let me move it out the way, y'all.
Go ahead.
I'm Kimberly Gumbs.
And I'm Cleet and Gumbs.
And together we are.
We're that couple.
I'm just joking. But yeah, we are that couple. Yes.
We that couple, and you fill in the blank. Our goal with this podcast is to really just let you in on our lives, obviously, but just bring up some real awesome conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about all things marriage, parenting, just being millennials that are married in 2022,
right,
and as we go on. So yeah,
and also to talk about, we say like all things entertainment, meaning like for us as a couple, that means we're Disney fans. We are, Harry Potter fans. We are,
go ahead, continue.
Really?
Continue.
Who's the one that wore the lightning bolt on their forehead?
Hey, why you had to call me? Yeah, it was convenient.
Yeah, with
costume,
with the scarf and glasses and all.
Convenient costume. Okay.
Anywho, who also love all things Marvel.
Yeah.
We do DC. We're bigger Marvel fans, but we do DC. We like, and
a lot of shows.
Yeah, we love to watch shows together. We're gonna, jump into the ones we're currently watching now. Overall, how you have like, it's just the wife that are into like the rom-coms and the chick flicks or whatever. No, we both love them.
That's right.
And he's proud of it. So,
they're good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good content. Mm-hmm. How could you not like it? No act hard.
Thank you. It'd be good, But anywho, so that's the things that makes us that couple. And not saying you have to be us to make that couple. Yeah. Whatever that couple is to you, be that couple.
We want you to be that couple.
That's right.
That people, here's the thing. People are going to talk about you, right? You want them to be talking about some good things. So people are going to talk about you regardless. So when they mention that couple, we want them to be, saying good things about you. And,
right.
And, having good thoughts concerning you. So that's what we want to receive, and that's what we want to put out. So yeah, we're that couple. We that couple that, that love to have fun, that
love to laugh.
That's down to earth. That go through the same thing you're going through. We, we're going to share advice about marriage and parenting and all that kind of stuff. Not from a standpoint of we figured it all out and we don't have any problems.
Because we're not perfect.
Okay. Right. And you'll see we'll dive into a little bit of that conversation with this episode. But just because we're all going through it, and it's nice to be able to bounce off other couples, other people. A lot of times married couples, they don't have other couples to talk to.
Yeah.
They don't have people to relate with, that may be going through the same thing you're going through. So
I'm going to say the environment,
So we're trying to create that environment
in the community.
Yeah, the community. Yeah.
Gotta get in the words of Tony Baker.
Tony Baker, the community, And that's all it's about. So hopefully you enjoy. Obviously our intros are getting shorter and shorter
Yeah.
each week, but we just taking some time to really drive home why we chose the name
Right.
and what we want to talk about and all that cool stuff. So anyway, this week.
So anywho, like updates. Let's see. Updates from our last podcast. Y'all saw the first week. If you didn't, go back. Check our intro. Our intro episode
Podcast.
number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Basically our welcome podcast episode, and what we are, what we're about, and all that
Mm-hmm.
good stuff. But since then, y'all.
Tuesday Doomsday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, it pretty much was. After the whole pandemic, me and Cleet were good. Our kids had gotten COVID last year, right? And me and Cleet were like, dang, God, you good. We didn't.
I'm saying? We've been flipping.
Us.
We've been getting, getting all avoiding it in every little twist, family members, our kids. So we were like, we good.
But COVID was like, oh, I ain't come to you yet.
Let me. You been?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking for you. Oh, look at them. Look at them sitting there right there. So
pretty much like
this. Your boy worked out on Monday, and workouts. I'm working out with a personal trainer, and they've been intense, right? So I was already like, yeah. So I was already like, I worked out Monday morning. I was like pretty much gone for the rest of the day. So I already anticipated Tuesday morning. I'm like, all right, second day after working out, you're gonna be sore. So I get up, and we got our routine. All couples, right? You got your routine, especially when you got kids, right? So we get the kids ready. I typically Kimberly does the prep work at night. In the morning, I do the getting ready and getting them out the house. And that's kind of our little system. We'll talk about that, I'm sure, in other episodes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm starting a routine, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, everything hurts. Like my entire body is just in pain. And I'm like, okay, I know I just did a
hard workout.
Yeah, I did almost a full body. Because my legs were sore, and I did back too. So I'm like, man, my back is just rocking, but I'm moving gingerly around the house. Like, oh
gingerly.
Man, it's the truth. My back was just aching. So I'm walking. I'm like, oh man, man, I don't know if I can keep working out with this dude. I'm just thinking, having these thoughts in my head. And fast forward, so as I'm getting the kids up and everything, and I'm just like, man, I'm freezing. Why am I so cold? I'm so cold. And Kim knows, like, I like to be cold, right? I like, well, let's put it this way. I don't like it to be hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Part. Anything that's not hot, I'm all for it. So it's not that I like it to be cold. I just like the house cold so that I don't be hot. So, but I'm like freezing, and it's not even that cold in the house. I'm like, what's wrong with me? So I'm making my way. I'm getting the kids ready, and I'm just like, man, let me just, I started to feel a little back. I'm like, my back hurting. I'm feeling cold. Let me just take my temperature. Man, your boy took his temperature. I had 102 temperature, 102.5.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, so Kim at this time starting to wake up. I'm like, babe, I got a temperature. She's like,
as soon as he told me, I already knew what time it was. Come on. Because like he rarely like gets sick and rarely has a high temperature like that. And with the whole pandemic and everything, when he told me that temperature, I was like, oh.
She's like, babe, you gotta take a test. And we have some home tests. I'm like, all right, fine. So I grabbed the home test. She gets up fully up at this point. She started helping with the kids. I take the test. I kid you not, it's a 15-minute wait for the results. 14 minutes and 30 seconds. That thing had no line. Okay, so I'm chilling. I'm like, okay, oh man, this probably just a little something that little 24-hour buzz, what I like to call it. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm already making my mind that okay, this is not COVID. I'm good.
Yeah.
Man, 30 seconds that thing started appearing. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I'm staring at it, and I can see it just formulate. Yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, I got that joint, man. So proceeded to, obviously, and then mentally, it's like once I realized I had it, then it's like, oh, my back, everything. I just started. It felt like the
mentally
pain
took over.
So I was, I took off work. Ended up going to the doctor that day. And at the same time too, I forgot about this part. So we're getting ready, and um, our son, he was fine, or at least he appeared to be fine,
Mm-hmm.
and he that was the same day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because both of us stay home. Yeah. So he appeared to be fine, and he ended up not feeling well as well. So it
Yeah.
looked like he had it again, because he started to, vomit and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
me and him down, Kim, Paris ended up staying home the first day, didn't she? Because she was at the doctor with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So everyone stays home.
Mm-hmm.
Kim takes me and our son to the urgent care and stuff,
Yeah.
and
Me and parents take y'all.
yeah, Paris, yeah. Oh, let me tell you, let me tell you about Paris. Paris was like, "Hey, what? Daddy got what? Hey, don't, Dad, please stay right there." She's like, "Mommy, is he gonna walk by me?" She she didn't want me breathing
Yes.
her air.
She did not want daddy
She,
clothes.
she didn't want me breathing her air. So so we go, yeah, they took us to urgent care. Me and Aiden, literally, we're in the room waiting for the doctor to come. We just laid out like moaning. Aiden sitting in the chair like this, curl balled up in the curl. I'm laid out on the medical desk, and
Not the medical desk.
then I see him trying to get comfortable, and he like, I'm like, you want to lay down? He's like, yeah, but where am I gonna lay? I'm like, we can switch. So I get up, and I get curled up on the chair, and he laying on there. He goes right to sleep. So we in there waiting, and they come back and they say, yeah, I got COVID. He didn't have it, but they still wanted us to treat him. So anyway, that was crazy, right? And we thought that was the extent of how the week was going. So Monday, Tuesday, Doomsday, get the joint.
At the doomsday.
Aiden not feeling well. He gets some medicine. By the afternoon, he's up walking around doing his thing.
Yeah, he's fine.
So I go down for the rest of the day.
Tuesday was your down day.
Yeah, Kim can tell you I don't like to take naps that much and stuff.
No, he was sleeping like all throughout the day. You kept waking up and then go back to sleep.
Waking up, moaning, and going to sleep.
Yes.
So
that was your down day.
Yeah, and then Tuesday got up kind of. Wednesday got up, still in the thick of it, but feeling a little bit better. But yeah, kind of went on. I'll let Kim take over from here because the plot thickens.
Yeah, so Wednesday, I can't remember why, but I was like, man, I just need to take one too, because obviously
you started
married,
getting
we're in the
congestion.
Yeah, like I just started to like having to clear my throat. I'm like, like in like a little. I'm like, what's going on? And I do have like allergies, in Florida with the pollen and
Central Florida,
the forever changing weather, like, hot one moment and then torrential downpours the next. And then, it's just a lot in Florida. So anywho, I'm like, well, what's going on? I'm like, and then being extra sensitive to the fact that Cleet just tested positive. So I'm like, I need to take a test. So Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday late morning, I took a home test, and a little faint line appears. I'm like, babe, faint line.
Yeah, of course you blaming your boy, even though she could have got exposed at the same time as your boy.
You patient zero. Right?
Whatever.
And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the urgent care because I'm finna stop my medication like right now because I ain't finna be having symptoms for 3 days before I even take anything. No, I'm not having that because he tested positive. I'm already gonna be a step ahead. So I go to the urgent care and they're like, yeah, it's negative. You don't have COVID or the flu. I'm like, really?
She got all the symptoms that I was showing, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm like, okay, whatever.
That'll make sense.
So I said, well, I'll just treat myself like it is. And so Thursday morning, I'm like, I'm still like, I'm starting to feel the symptoms a little more. I'm
aches.
I'm gonna get tested, go somewhere else to get tested. And they do a test and they're like, yeah, it's positive.
Yeah.
So I called my doctor. They sent over the prescription, got on that, and like Thursday
was her down day.
I told my supervisor, what was going on. I'm like, I'm gone for the rest of the day, not coming back till next week or whatever. And like when I logged off of work, I kid you not, like literally that's when I it went
I see.
downhill. It went
Yeah.
downhill that night. Like Thursday, late afternoon, evening was my worst of the whole
It's just in there,
COVID spell.
just in there
I
moaning.
was well, because like at one point, like literally, I got very nauseous and like the nauseous, like I don't wish nauseousness on anybody. And
Yeah.
and that I've experienced it before with both of my pregnancies, like
Yeah.
nauseous throughout the whole thing. So I already know,
Especially second one.
it's still like still to this day when you still feel nauseous, it's still, bad or whatever. So anywho, nonetheless, so now me and Cleet both, fighting it or whatever. But thank God, like about time, like I was really into my symptoms, he was starting to like feel like get better, like
Serviceable.
serviceable, where because the kids are still home, right? So where he's able to kind of like, oh,
Take over.
okay, my shift over now, your shift back with the kids and handle the household.
Yeah.
He's still healing, he's still not 100%, but he wasn't like, where he was on Tuesday.
And
So
that's let's pause right there. Like, this is a podcast about marriage, and that's some of the things that we have to do as married couples. Like,
yeah,
I think I mentioned while we were in the thick of it, I'm like, man, you get no days off with parenting.
hashtag
You
no
know,
days off.
so it worked out. The Lord favored us where she
We were
started
able to
feeling bad, but
stagger.
I started feeling better.
Yeah.
So we were able to, jump into the roles and really hold down the house. But it's like,
It worked in our favor.
parents don't want us nowhere near us, but she like, oh, I'm hungry. What do we? She was expecting the same parenting. So
yeah.
That's the hat we wear, right? As parents, and understanding that it helps it like moving forward, like this worked out great, right? But that's something we all as couple, we're talking to ourselves as well. It's like, what kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, village are you developing around you
Yeah.
for these situations, right? Like, let's say you don't want to wish this on your relationship or anything, but if you both are not feeling well, who's there that you can have
We
step
were going
up?
to call our sister and brother.
Yeah.
That was going to
And
be the
we
next
did.
step to come get the kids, because
Right.
we were like, we are both down. We cannot do anything, and these kids got to eat and live.
Yeah. Right, that part. But and
but yeah.
that's really important, right? So we had that couple, we had a family to call, So it's just something to think about. Like I said, in these podcasts, we want to bring up these kind of conversations. This is one of those things, like, who can you call, right? It don't have to be another couple, but it's somebody that you depend on. And if you don't have that, that's something y'all talk about, and your deep conversation together. And like, okay, who do we trust? Like, who's our who will we put on our emergency contact, right? And will they hold us down? So anyway, I thought that was a nice little segue there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we made it.
So that past week we got through it, and we had another trip scheduled. So we were like, we would get COVID like right before. But thank God.
This trip, right?
Like
we're in DC right now. So we already knew this was on the calendar. So, we were like, man, all right, now we trying to make it to this event. We've been looking forward to it. Like, what the heck is going on? But the way that the timing fell, it was right in the time
where we could get out of quarantine and not be contagious and be good. Like, we're good, we can operate, we could be around people or whatever.
Right. So
we're still wearing our masks and stuff, but it's okay
tough
for us. Yeah,
it's tough, but can't breathe a bit. But I try to make it happen. But we made it to DC,
and as you can see, we are wearing our stage crew, and some of us got our.
You see, she got the day one. I don't got.
Can you see the day one?
Hold on, back.
The day one. I got a wide
back. See, I don't got nothing. You see how she don't when it got her day one joint. I don't got nothing, man. I got the stage crew. But anyway, if you don't know,
day one too, but
yeah, I am.
Low key. Before I purchased the shirt, when they went on sale, Kevin, Melissa, okay. When I first purchased, I was like, babe, you want me to get you one too? He's like, nah, you could go ahead. And then when I got my shirt, babe, where's my shirt? I said, babe, I ordered you one, but you can't get the day one anymore. It was limited
Yeah.
edition.
She ain't had to do me like that. But anyway,
You still got one though.
yeah, Kev on stage. Kev.
Kevin Fredericks and Melissa Fredericks.
Right. I was gonna call her Miss Kev on stage, but yeah, the
They-
Fredricks. Yeah.
yes.
So they go ahead, show the book.
So they are a couple who we've been following for years, over the years, and they recently launched a book, Marriage Be Hard.
Yeah,
You see their name,
fire.
Kevin
And Melissa
Fredericks. Marriage Be Hard talks about, marriage life, parenting.
Right up our alley, right?
Everything in their communication, sex.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff. But they just launched their book tour this week. I mean, the first night they were in Atlanta. The second night, which was tonight, was in DC. So, they weren't coming to Florida on this tour. So we were like, hey, we had some flight credits. We were like,
we're going to DC.
We're going to DC. So we booked the trip.
That's why you see this little weird background behind us. But it's all good.
We're at the hotel.
Yeah, in DC. You feel me? So, but it's been a good trip.
It has.
We got a chance to visit the African American Museum today, which was amazing. Just a great,
beautiful and
great experience. Yeah,
like a lot of stuff in there, like all four
floors,
4 levels.
Yeah,
lots of information.
Yeah, so if you haven't got a chance, please do that. It's definitely something I feel like every Black American, could be African American, just Black American.
Anybody need to get in there, get in there, educated,
and go through it. It's really good.
And it's free. All you gotta do is reserve your time entry pass.
And then we had a meeting with Biden. Uncle Biden wanted to run some stuff
went
by
to
us.
the White House.
Yeah.
So we were over there, White House.
Yeah. He wanted to get my advice on some stuff, so I had to hit him up real quick. How I do. Yeah, no. But that was good. But anyway, we came here for the tour, and we experienced that tonight. It was great.
Yes.
We got a chance to be in the audience, and they obviously went over some of the content in the book.
Right. Did a little bit of Q&A.
Yeah. Also, her other crew. We also followed them.
Angel Takesley and Marcus Tanksley. They were the hosts of Melissa and Kevin's book tour. So it was good to see both of them because we listened to their podcast, TBTB, all my TBTBers. Right. TBT Beers. That is the Bald and the Beautiful podcast, where
I love that one.
They they talk about a lot of stuff, but recently they've been like reviewing shows like Married at First Sight. That's how we got on Married at First Sight. It's a good show. You haven't watched it? Watch it.
Lifetime. Right. Check it out. By the way, before we forget, book is on Amazon.
Amazon or wherever books are sold. Okay.
Well, I know everybody uses Amazon.
It was that because y'all be priming stuff.
Yeah. So let me put it up a little bit.
Right there.
So we'll try to have a link in the bio.
Yes.
For you. Yeah.
As well.
But anyway, so you were saying the Tanksleys. You got the TBTV.
Ooh, shout out to my Sora Angel.
You got a TBTV, and then you got the Here's the Thing, right? Podcast.
Yeah, and then Angel and Kevin, they have a podcast together. Here's the Thing that we listen to. So we're just fans of their work.
Yeah,
we love their content.
Good people.
Like I said, day one, we're subscribers to Kev On Stage Studios app.
Oh yeah.
We are on their Patreon. So
both for the Patreon.
We're heavy supporters of them. We believe in their content. We believe in them and the stuff they stand for. So
yeah. So about the event. So Marriage Be Hard, right? I figured we spent a few minutes just talking about some of the concepts they talk about in the book, and then maybe get in the conversation about how we what's the word I'm looking for, how that aligns with us, right? How we are interpreting the book, I guess is a good way of saying it.
Right. And so like the tagline of the book, the book's called Marriage Be Hard, and says 12 conversations to keep you laughing, loving, and learning with your partner. And I'll just read off some of the chapters. Like the first chapter is expectations be hard. The next one is communication be hard. Sex be hard. Jealousy be hard. Marital roles be hard. Fidelity be hard. Fighting be hard. Parenting be hard. Quarantine be hard. Divorce be hard. Self-worth be hard. And then at the end, they have a section where you could do notes and stuff.
Well, lessons from 12 years of marriage, 18 years
18 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got a chance to, obviously we got our books at the event.
Right. And we had pre-ordered their book, but with our ticket purchase for going to tonight's
we got the books
launch,
physically there.
We got,
and then we also had the Audible book. So we were actually listening to it.
And I like listening to the Audible because you get to hear their voices. I mean, you can also, if you follow them, you can hear their voices in their writing, but it's good to like hear it on Audible as well.
Yeah, because Kev going to add his comedy to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so yeah, we started listening to it actually on the way here. So we were able to get a little what you call it, a
glimpse.
A glimpse, good. I love that word. A glimpse of what it was going to be about. And it's funny, it's kind of like they even end up choosing some of the stuff we listened to on the way here. But I will say I liked how so in this book tour they took time to kind of really give the audience the premise behind the book. And I like how Kevin and Melissa broke it down, saying that their goal with this book was to really which is very similar to what we're trying to do with this podcast, is to show the behind the scenes of like everyday marriage, right? Not trying to just show like, oh, we got it all figured out and we are the model for the perfect marriage, and if you follow these principles you can have the perfect marriage too.
You too can.
Yeah, and they really made emphasis that this book is about, it's not to glorify the bad things, but it's to show you those things, right? Those testimonies, and then say, or those stories, right? And then say, okay, well, here's how we navigated through it. And here's how we're still navigating through it, with the new tools that we have from going to counseling and just putting in work to work on their relationship. So it was very edifying, I think, to just hear another couple talking in that manner and willing to share, just some of the things they go through so that they can benefit others. I think, it's really one of the motivations why we wanted to jump on tonight and record this episode, because it's like, it's something that we have a passion for, something that comes natural for us. And, just coming and seeing another couple doing it is really motivating. So yeah,
it is. And like, we've been married for 12 and a half years. I know, with our young looking selves.
I know, right?
We've been married for 12 and a half years. And so, like Cleet mentioned, like we don't, we're not putting ourselves out there to be like, we're the gurus. And like, no, but 12 and a half years of marriage.
Something, right?
We've been through some things, okay? And still learning.
Yeah.
Still going through some things, still learning something every day. I mean, I think on social media there was I think it was Lauryn Hill in a IG story I shared of her recently, and she was like, if something is not growing, it's dead. So in a marriage, if it's not growing, it's dead, right? So there's something, my point saying that, like, there's something that we're always going to be needing to work on.
Gotta keep developing. Yeah.
We're not going to be the same. Like, we're not the same
that we were when we first got married.
Younger people when we first got married than we are, who we are today.
And a little backstory on us. I mean, I think we've always talked about how fortunate we were to start off our marriage the right way. We came up and we're still a part of the ministry. I keep hitting the screen. Sorry.
I feel like shaking.
My fault. We came up with our ministry and the church that we're part of, and they had very strong emphasis on marriage, which is not very common in the church. So we got a chance to get a benefit of like, early day counseling in our marriage. Like we started off our marriage going on vacations from year one, every year. which is something we're still continuing to this day.
Yeah.
We started off our marriage understanding the importance of what we call family meetings.
Yes.
And
basically learning how to communicate.
Right. That's a family meeting is for communication, right? So understanding the need and the foundation for strong communication in your relationship allows you to just build a strong foundation. You feel me? So so importance of family meetings and how to run those the right way. Understanding, sex, right? So one of the topics they talk about in here is, growing up in the church, how Melissa, she starts to get in the fact that it wasn't really like sex was frowned upon, right? It was kind of almost made out to be this bad thing. So she had a lot of guilt going into, her sexual relationship with Kevin.
And I was going to
with us, we started our relationship already knowing the importance of having strong sexual relationship, or strong sexual knowledge and communication in our marriage at the beginning. So we got a chance to start some things right, and seeing, and even with, I'll put this out here. I know you had to say.
Yeah, well, thank you, and I'm sorry for cut you off a little bit, but I was going to say, and just like Melissa, like if we wouldn't have like met our pastor when we would have met him and his wife, like I too, like Melissa, grew up in the church. So like, and we were kind of brought up similar, right? Things in the church weren't so, especially the Black church, weren't so necessarily taught like in a healthy way, right? So like knowledge of sex and stuff like that was learned outside of the church or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But thank God, when we got to college is when we met our pastors, and so we were privy to that and getting counseling then when we were, courting, and then when we were engaged, having counseling and setting our marriage up for success.
And I was going to say, so we had the tools from the beginning on a successful marriage, but there were other couples that also had those same tools that still doing then the actual part of doing it, right? And I think for us, we saw the importance of doing it, right? We don't get it right all the time, right? There's still a need for family meeting, there's still a need for communication, there's still a need, I feel like, to grow in all areas, right?
We're human at the end of the day.
We're adapting, like let's talk about sex, right? We're adapting to each other. Like, we were sexually, we had a certain sexual relationship when we were in our early 20s.
Speak for yourself.
Wait, we were married. What do you mean?
I was an angel.
We were married. But what I'm saying, like that. I mean, okay, let's put it this way: we had different bodies at 20, early 20. Then we have right now. I got a strong dad bod going on right now, right? So it's
sexy dad bod.
Thank you, babe. But we're adjusting to that, right? You adjust to that. You adjust to, just like Kim said earlier, like we're different people than we were almost 13 years ago. So although we started off right, there's the maintenance, there's the continuing, go back to those things that's going to keep it going. So, so some of the things they talk about, we did have those struggles, but we did have separate struggles, even with the right information. So you can start off wrong and get right. You can start off right, get wrong and get back right. Wherever you are, that it's all about sharing information and having these discussions.
Right. Anyway, you find it, like you said, you find yourself somewhere in here. And so we recommend this book, Marriage Be Hard, for you and your spouse. And even if you're single, right, you want to set yourself up for success when you find your, significant other. So
because you'll see some of the things they talk about in there. If you can work on that stuff by yourself, you'll be that more prepared for your spouse. So it hits people at every level concerning relationships. It's really good. So just wanted to do a quick review on that. I think it was I loved it was about all of an hour.
It was an hour.
But it was very impactful. I think it
impactful out. strong guy.
Strong guy. It made me
Guy.
excited to finish reading the book.
Yeah.
It so far is an easy read,
Mhm.
especially if you do the Audible
And
one.
an easy listen. You know,
Yeah.
you'll laugh.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up our DC trip soon, but
Yes.
we're glad we were able to come out, get into Chocolate City as they call it, and experience this with them. It was a good crowd. They got a good crew. Like we've obviously seen Kevin, and Kev On Stage and crew a couple of times on tour for their comedy, and even the crew, the crowd that comes to those events, it's just a good crowd. So we love the audience, the community that they've built. We hope to be continue to be a part of that, but build our community as well. That's very similar, very loving, supporting community, man. It's really good, like to see him and Melissa and Angel and Marcus, to see all of them like
interacting. And Josh.
Yeah, you see Josh
shout out to Josh and Gumbs. He was holding down the video and the camera.
It's so crazy. It's like these guys, they are celebrities.
Yes.
But
yes, they are.
Just a little small tidbit. Our pastors actually knew Kev from back in, because Kev's from Tacoma, Washington. So our pastors are from that area. So small world. We actually were introduced to Kev before he blew up. And our pastor put him on the spot in a hotel.
We were at a church conference.
Yeah,
with some of our leaders.
And he's like, "Oh, that guy's a comedian." He's like, "Say something funny."
I know. I was like, "Lord Jesus!"
And Kev just jumped on it. He just started doing it. So ever since then, we followed him in his career, and it's just to see. We were at the African American. Museum, and he's in there.
He's in there. Yes.
He's in there doing for his videos about like how our Black vernacular, like how our words, like he was going over the word bet not, like
bet not,
yeah. So it's just crazy. This guy has literally blown up before our eyes, and it's been so amazing to watch.
So godly proud.
Yeah, we proud.
That's Churchy right there.
Good job.
Churchy, by the way, he's coming out with a new show called Churchy.
Yeah.
So check that out. Yeah.
So that's our review.
Yes.
What's going on in entertainment?
Let me see. So we are all caught up. We've been watching House of Dragon, right?
Yeah.
So far, it's like it's the Game of Thrones. I mean, like I told y'all last episode, I didn't watch Game of Thrones until I only watched the very last episode. But Cleet, he watched all of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, this one episode. That was episode 4. Episode 4 was really good. I mean, it's funny. We were just because I was telling her one of the reasons she didn't really get into the other ones because it got the reputation for all the nudity and the sexual and the gory.
Like,
so she don't really do gory
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, this one so far you start off first episode of it, and there was a little nudity and some sex scenes in it, and then I was in the last two and 3 there wasn't really much of anything, if any. So I was just telling him, I was like, man, it's look at this. It was only the first episode. They don't really need to do it. He was like, oh, you thought we was done? Oh, we just get started. Well, they got all the way loose. Episode 4. Spoiler alert, by the way. But
it's a good show nonetheless.
Yeah, right.
Good storyline.
I like where the story is going. They kind of leave it up in the air for as far as how this, because if you read the books, like I said, spoiler alert, if you read the books, he
having swords and stuff.
Man, he's not like hard, like he's like tough to get to the Fredricks. I mean,
he does Kev On Stage. He does
Game of Thrones. You have to either be like ruthless, you know what I mean, or you have to be like very cunning, like very clever, and always like having the next, next step planned out before everybody. One step ahead of everybody. And see, this king lacks that. He's not cunning.
He's reactive.
He's very reactive. He's literally he finally stepped up to his hand and took him down And granted, we don't even know if the hand. I mean, okay, no, I do know because he pushed
did
his daughter.
He had motive.
Yeah, he has motive, but he don't seem like he's trying to like kill the king or
no.
But he does trying to
power.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his family line.
Yeah.
Up in that joint. King finally caught up to it and took him down or fired him, but it's like he don't have that. So it's just interesting to see, like, so every time they get together, he's pressing his button. That dude right there, beast, by the way.
Not easy on the ass, but
so anyway, that show is pretty good. If you haven't started watching it, it's really
on
good.
Sundays on HBO Max. And then the other show we've been watching is Married at First Sight. This is, I think, season 14 or 15.
15.
Season
15, because I think 14 was the first one
the last
started.
one.
Yeah.
So season 15.
San Diego?
Or San Francisco?
No, San Diego. San Diego, yep.
California.
All right.
Boy. It's a lot with it. You know, if you just need to watch it. This past episode, you know, they've been celebrating their 1 month.
Yeah.
And so
let's go through the couples. You know, if we do end up letting you know stuff you don't know, but yeah, like they, you know, the thing, it's like ending towards they could possibly make it snap and just say anything
she
and do anything.
She keeps having to say, "Oh, you hadn't seen me,"
right?
Like go off basically. Yeah.
And him and his friend call her Mr.
Jekyll,
Mr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde, right? So they already know, they already peep game now.
Yeah.
She did say something I liked that was promising. She actually acknowledged that she didn't want to go to that extent with Miguel when she was talking with the other couples. So at least she's mindful of the fact that although she wants to be able to snap like that, like she's not going to try to do it. So that lets me know that that's what's making me think they can make it.
Right. I'm still up in the air with them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
So they had a good episode. You know, that was a good episode for them. Let me see. Another couple that had a good episode was Stasha and Nate.
Stasha and Nate.
They got matching tattoos of their wedding date right here, both of them.
Yeah.
You know, he finally told her, he went from saying, "Oh, I'm at a 30-40% and like falling in love with you. I'm not at 80, I think."
Yeah, I'm at 8 now. Yeah.
I'm at 8 now. So, child.
Listen, let me tell you, he signed that prenup.
He did. Okay. Oh, she signed a post-nup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Signed that post-nup, but it was like, wait, you got what? Hey, listen, I'm at 80. Okay. I think we could work out whatever we not figuring out.
A post-nup. They got the matching tattoos.
Yeah, dude.
So,
listen, all that happened after that post-nup. Dude seeing her portfolio. He was like, oh, you really rolling?
Because Stasha, she's rolling.
She got big money.
I mean, he makes over 6 figures too, but she makes high 6 figures.
Oh yeah, she big money.
So
okay, half a milli money. You know what I'm saying?
So they're doing good. You know.
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Let's see if they keep it up. Next couple, which one do you want to
go to?
Let's talk about tall guy, Justin and Alexis.
Oh, Tree.
They call Kevin and them call
they call him Tree on the episode.
They do?
Yeah. That's his nickname, Tree. You didn't know that?
I haven't. I don't know.
That's his actual nickname.
Oh wow. Because he's 6'7" or
6'9".
He's very tall.
Yeah.
And he got on my nerves this episode. And for me, like when they were at the group dinner date, I didn't like the fact that he didn't pick up on her cues. Like, I don't want to discuss this now, and it's like,
you don't have good self-awareness.
Yeah. It's like, it's the awareness for me. Like, dude, like if all of us could discern that she's not wanting to talk about it at this moment, why would you have the, he was in his flesh right then.
Yeah. Not in his flesh.
Just,
the thing about him is just, he battles with his confidence. So he overcompensates a lot for confidence, and it gets him in trouble every time. So when he gets in these group settings, he feels like he has to have the most insightful commentary, or he has to have the relationship figured out. Like he puts on his ego.
Yeah.
And that's all that he was dealing with at the time. He's putting his ego on the wifey sees it, so she's like, chill. And he's like, what? I'm surprised you don't want to say that. He's like pushing her because he wants them to appear like they got it all figured out.
Yeah.
If you notice the earlier episodes, like he loved it when they were able to be the ones.
Oh, the go-to people.
The go-to people, they were in love. But then he hasn't been able to, be in that position and find his way back to that. Right. So he's just rambling.
His dog's still in jail. So
oh man, let me tell you, that dog doing a heartbeat.
Oh
okay?
Lord, his dog got into it with her dog when they first moved in together, and
listen,
his dog been in doggy jail.
That dog see an hour of daylight every day. The rest of the time, the dog in the hole.
What do you call it? When they got to be separate from everybody.
Solitude,
confinement.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, in the hole. That's what I meant by the hole.
Oh,
and it's and you see an hour of daylight every day, and the rest of 23 hours you're in the hole. So that dog is locked up. And Tree, man, I don't know if they're gonna make it because he's just spiraling out of control.
Yeah,
like he just got to get out of his own way. I think if he can. She's still into him. I think if he can really just stop trying to put that pride on, they might be able to make it.
I feel like because I feel like she's a good communicator. She's very
really good with it. She knows what she's feeling, and she knows how to articulate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then lastly, you have.
Wait, how many couples were that? That was 3.
Oh, we got 2 more couples. Gosh, a lot of couples.
Oh yes, 2 more couples. So then we have Mitch and Kristen. Mitch is the environmentalist. And at the same group dinner date, I keep saying group dinner date, Kristen, everybody was giving their updates on, how's their marriage going or what's not going well. And Kristen, made this a point to well,
I'm tired of his junk.
Yeah, I feel like you're not letting me be me. I'm feeling inauthentic, Yeah. So she was kind of going in on him. He was like, no, go ahead.
Yeah, because people. So at the table, they were like, oh, Mitch, you're doing so good. You made so much improvement. And she just got tired of hearing that. She's like, listen, okay, everyone's rooting for him and he's making all this improvement. But what about me? Like, I've literally been doing my part.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm having to, wait for this guy to get better.
Compromise
me.
You don't want to compromise all the time.
Because he needed help. He made the comment. He made a comment that I didn't know if I was ready for marriage coming into this.
Oh, yeah. And she's like, I already came.
She's like, ready to be a wife. Yeah. Like, if you signed up to do this, then you should have already mentally been there. Like, the fact that you had to get yourself there, that's not fair to me, So she just let him have it. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm down for this. Yeah, talk to me like this all the time. I'm like, all right, we'll see, bro.
Yeah.
So she, and then the previews they showed in the next episode look like she's still going in. So I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
They got some work to do. They've made a lot of progress.
They
for
did.
Sure. Like, dude.
During the honeymoon, he was like, I don't know if I am physically attracted to you, basically.
Yeah, the nerve. Oh, dirty foot. This dude.
He says dirty foot because he be wearing like these open-toed sandals all the time.
And then he in his house is.
That. Let me tell y'all. Listen, it was the house for me, the dirty house, the hoarder house.
Yeah, man, and that stove. That stove, man. This dude's dirty. So the nerve. So when you take it in this totality, you like, how you got the nerve to be talking about you ain't attracted to her, bro? You ain't a catch. You're not a catch, bro.
Hello.
Like, and he recognized that. He talked about it in one of the episodes that he changed the dynamic of their whole relationship initially because he kind of put her in, he kind of put that pressure. Well, he put the pressure on her that I'm not really into you. So now he's kind of been in the control scene. He's like, when she just had that whole conversation last episode, she brought it back more to even ground. She got on him. So hopefully she continues to know her power, man, know her worth, and let Buddy have it. And maybe they could make it work. But right now, she's been doing all the sacrifices for him.
She has.
So
She has. So hopefully,
and
then lastly is Ben and Morgan. Let me tell y'all something. When she threw them flowers on the ground,
let me tell you, Morgan.
He was like, "Don't drop them." She was like,
"Yeah, no." He was like, "Oh, watch it. You're gonna get poked by
thorn."
A thorn. She's like, "Oh, okay."
She was upset because apparently he broke her trust again for the second time after recovering, attempting to recover from the first incident of him going to somebody else in their, married at first sight circle to to basically
to vent. Yeah.
He did it again, behind her back, and she found out, and
she just
was
wanted to act
angry,
like a
moved out the
16-year-old.
house. And when she finally met up with him, he gave her flowers. They're supposed to be celebrating their wedding anniversary, 1 month anniversary date, and she threw those flowers on the ground. I just was like, girl.
She literally premeditated a takedown.
She did.
She was like,
I'm gonna show mad, I'm gonna be mad, and I'm gonna stay mad.
Yeah. And she didn't want to hear nothing. It's one of those things where, and this is where you see poor communication in marriages. Mm-hmm. One of those things where she already had her mind made up on the result. She didn't want to hear. There was no explanation that he could have came with, to change her perspective of how she was going to take it. So she came, she came with all of the brimstone and fire. Okay. But she like revels in letting you know that you heard her.
She likes to sit in.
She just want to sit in that thing and just keep reminding you and talk and turning it over and over. It's
she don't want no solution.
No solution. It's like, so they definitely not making it. I mean, ain't no way. If they try to listen, they
no solution.
No solution. It's like, so they definitely not making it. I mean, ain't no way. If they try to
she made a comment like, and I'm just here, a reminder of what you did to me.
Yeah.
Like, girl, just go. Just
divorce and go. Yeah, like last season when that other chick, I don't even know, something with an A.
It was Alexis, wasn't it?
No, it was Alicia. It wasn't Alexis. No. It was Alicia. Something. No, anyway, it was Alicia, but yeah, it wasn't Alexis. She was the worst.
Yeah.
So Morgan and Ben not gonna make it. Kristen and
Mitch. If he does not compromise, they're not gonna make it.
Yeah, he's gonna have to start compromising.
Because Kristen is fed up of compromising already.
When a woman's fed up,
ain't nothing.
Got his own way.
Get out of his pride.
Stasha and Nate, I think, can make it. And then Lindy and Miguel, I think they can make it.
Yeah.
As long as she keep her mind right, because Miguel let me tell you, Miguel ain't.
Yeah, Miguel heard that amount of student loans she had in that first episode. He was like, I don't have any debt.
Yeah. See, you and debt, we can't get together. So,
yeah.
So he ain't playing games with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
but it's been an interesting season. But yeah, we'll keep updated on that.
And Kim will have more I'm sure she'll have more insight on this, and she will have insight on House of Dragon.
Oh yeah.
Because she's newbie to the Game of Thrones world, but pretty soon it's gonna start clicking like the different houses and stuff. Mm-hmm. I went through the same thing. I ended up binging it, and once about the time I got to season 3, I started recognizing the houses. Like tonight, Kev made reference to like I hated that guy. Like if I see the actor, I see the actor, no, he was evil, evil human. That, but when you get into it, it's been a good episode.
Yes.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed hanging out with us for a little while. This is what we do. We that couple. We love to talk about all this cool stuff. you have a couple. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us.
All right. See y'all next week.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye.